praise and honor and glory going to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Hashem, Kavadash. The honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstones, salutations to you, occupants out there preaching the truth, all honesty and sincerity, and likewise doctrine. And and also Shalom to the Aquafis out there listening and learning. I was gonna say a little quick one. There's gonna be some news, little news update, and also an update on me and what's been happening with me and the brothers while we haven't been, whether if you have seen us on Instagram or not. So the elder brother that's inside the camp had recently um ended up getting sick, which I don't know. They said that they pronounced it as COVID or whatever, but he had pneumonia. Um, so yeah, brother was sick. So he wasn't able to go out for like three weeks, man. That's a long time. But I need to go ahead and post and do something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. It's not like I haven't posted in 3 weeks. I posted a video maybe a week ago or something like that. But you just gotta keep it pushing. Even the brothers. He was one of the and he the head. So but he getting better. So it is what it is. Being having an illness ain't nothing but spirits on the you know nasty spirits on the left hand side when you go back to think about it. 'Cause that's not nothing but y'all watching y'all shot testing you at the end of the day. So yeah, but other than that, new job, new everything new for me so far. Uh, ever since he has gotten sick, I have started a new gig and stuff like that. But as you see on the screen, um, it says Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp down and global outage. Now, if you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure a lot of people use Instagram. So if you did try to look on your Instagram, and ain't nothing up, like you wasn't able to access certain things because I was trying to access a website off of Instagram to try to get just on some personal things, but I wasn't able to. So I was like, what the hell, man? At the end of the day, I asked my Eve, I'm like, what's going on? She was like, well, I'm not able to access anything neither. And then I went to the WhatsApp because the WhatsApp is how I know, what the heads over my boss want, basically has us doing or what trucks, what semi trucks is coming in so they can be loaded or whatever the case may be, you know. But if you don't have that, then it's pretty hard. But you get it from somebody else, off a computer. But it's always cool if it's on your app because you be like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? You just run in there and go grab the paperwork. But all right, so I'm just about to start up. I don't want to be long winded. This lesson not about to be that long. I don't know what I'm going to title it. It's just going to be like a news update, and then I'm going to hit a couple of scriptures about Esau, and then that's basically about it. I'm gonna try to get into a deeper lesson sometime tomorrow or sometime this week, Lord willing. You know. So all right, let's go.
Social media giant Facebook and its Instagram and WhatsApp services have been hit by widespread outages. Facebook says it's aware some people are having trouble accessing the platforms, but hasn't said what's behind the problem. Well, let's speak to Ian Sher about this. He's the editor at large at the consumer tech site CNET, and he's joining us from Maryland in the U.S. Very good to have you with us. Tell us about what this all is about. I mean, Facebook says some users, but this looks like a global outage. How widespread is it?
Well, it's hard to tell. I will say that when we're talking about Facebook, more than half the world's online population is using it every month. So, a few users can be a lot of users. But this is a significant look. These outages happen from time to time.
Right.
Sometimes they are the result of bad behavior, hacks or something. Other times it's someone who pushed the wrong button. And this time it seems like it may have been not a bad thing. It may have been someone pushed the wrong button or some computer is misconfigured, and that'll get fixed at some point.
But this has been going on for over an hour now, which is long,
yeah.
No?
It is long. And look, these things tend to be...
This was 4 hours ago, as you can see at the bottom. Man, this has been going on ever since I woke up this morning. I'm in Ohio. All right, it's shit. I know it's close to 7. Whatever time it is, it must be close to 7. It got to be 6:30, in between 6:30 and 7. I went to work. I got out of work at 9:30 in the morning. This shit been going on ever since then. This shit been going on for a minute. So
Usual because Facebook in particular really prides itself on working really well. You know, over the last, I'd say 5-10 years, we've seen Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, all of them have been relatively stable. Before that, it was pretty normal for the internet to kind of go in and out and some websites not to work. You can look up the Twitter fail whale if you remember that period of internet history. So, you know, this stuff did happen, but it is unusual more so now. And so, yeah, having it out for an hour is definitely noteworthy.
And this is coming in a day after a whistleblower revealed that the company Facebook prioritized profit over public good. And we know that political pressure has been building on the company. We're not speculating, of course, here whether there's a link between that and what's happening today. But I'm wondering, you know, with all this bad publicity right now for Facebook and this political pressure, can the company withstand all this bad pressure and bad publicity? What do they have to do to change things around?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that they are under really a lot of pressure from all over the place, right? Not just their critics and people like me in Silicon Valley, but also you've got the regulators in Washington, all over the world. And look, it's very clear that Facebook needs to really reckon with what they have done, both in terms of actually allowing bad behavior to continue happening on their platform and how they haven't been honest and forthright with you and me and everybody else about how bad the situation is. And that is a really big problem.
How bad is the situation?
I mean, it's very clear that that harassment and the spread of disinformation, undermining democracy, all of these things have been happening on a wider scale than Facebook has told us about. We don't have access to any data that actually tells us. All we have are little slivers of information.
Right.
So it is a big, big problem. And the company has shown internally that they know that.
Right. That's what the whistleblower, of course, revealed in reports that we read about yesterday. You know, when you see all this you wonder, of course, if, you know, one company, Facebook, owning multiple major online platforms is a good idea. What can regulators do about this?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's been efforts inside of Washington to talk about whether or not Facebook should be forced to be broken up. You may remember that 20 years ago, that conversation was happening around Microsoft. And the way that turned out was that even though Microsoft was found to be a monopoly, all the government did was slap it on the wrist and allow it to continue being Microsoft. So I don't know exactly how far the U.S. government's going to be willing to go here, but I am curious to see whether this appetite for reigning in the tech industry will be any different from what it was a couple of decades ago.
Thank you so much for talking to us about this. Ian Sherr from CNET joining us there from Maryland. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
A gray scene across the Great Lakes area as you take a look at your north central regional forecast. We'll continue to maintain plenty of cloud cover for this region as we have
a worldwide outage at Facebook and its other platforms, and millions of people unable to use the social media.
it's everywhere.
Good morning. It will come as no surprise that I'd like to talk about what we need today. Not only are Republicans refusing to do their job, they're threatening to use their power, to prevent us from doing our job, saving the economy from a catastrophic event. I think, quite frankly, it's hypocritical, dangerous, and disgraceful. Their obstruction and irresponsibility knows absolutely no bounds, excuse me, especially as we're clawing our way out of this pandemic. Democrats will meet our responsibility and obligation to this country. We're not expecting Republicans to do their part. They made that clear from the beginning. We tried asking to no avail. We're just asking them not to use procedural tricks to block us from doing the job that they won't do. Meteor is headed to crash into our economy. Democrats are willing to do all the work stopping it. Republicans just have to let us do our job. Just get out of the way. You don't want to help save the country? Get out of the way so you don't destroy it.
This place is already finished, man. There's nothing Esau can do. It's nothing Esau can do. Hold on, man. I think I got a scripture for that one time. Hold on, let me get this one before this other one. Really? Are they really doing me like this right now? Ain't nothing that Esau can do to save this place. They keep giving me Revelation 12:12. I can get that too, but it's a different one that I was looking for in Proverbs, which I can find if I go through my notes. Really, this is Revelation 12:12 says, therefore, well, I start at 10. Revelation 12:10. I heard a loud voice saying, in heaven now has come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Mashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night, which the Israelites are getting accused every day. You know, we get shot, killed, slaughtered, everything. Everybody else too, but mainly us Israelites. You know, because this is a Jacob and Esau thing at the end of the day, right? It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the lamb, and by which is Yahushua, and by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto the death. Verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, means destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And it's another one, I believe it's in Job. I believe it's in Job too. Is it 20? Yeah, this is Job 20, chapter 20, verse 5. I thought it was Proverbs, Salaki. That the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. You know? So yeah, y'all gonna be like, yay, yay, and then y'all just gonna come down. So ain't no yay, yay right now. They just going down. You know? Let me try to get this other one. Revelation 18 and 2. Trying not to make this so long. Revelation chapter 18, verse 2, get straight to the point. He cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and it become the habitation of devils. All right. This devil means deceiver. All right. And the whole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Meaning these other nations and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. You know, talking to you Israelites, you know. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. And then verse 6 it says, Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. You know what I'm saying? You can keep on going on through this, you know. So yeah. So let's try to get back on topic.
We're just asking them not to use procedural tricks to block us from doing the job that they won't do. Meteor is headed to crash into our economy. Democrats are willing to do all the work stopping it. Republicans just have to let us do our job. Just get out of the way. If you don't want to help save the country, get out of the way so you don't destroy it. We don't have time to delay with elaborate procedural schemes, which Republicans' proposals require. Scores of votes without any certainty at all, many of which have nothing to do with the debt limit at all. And that's when accidents happen. In the days ahead, even before the default date, people may see the value of their retirement accounts shrink. They may see interest rates go up, which will ultimately raise their mortgage payments and car payments. And the American people, look, I just say it this way. As soon as this week, your savings and your pocketbook could be directly impacted by this Republican stunt.
Good morning, it's 6:45, and this week we are introducing our new series, Help Wanted Ohio.
We're taking a look at our employment issues in the state, how they affect our economy, and most importantly, how they impact the people of Northeast Ohio. This morning, Tanisha Cordell joins us live talking about how local unions are evolving to keep their employees and recruit new ones. Good morning, Tanisha.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, there's a recent report that just came out earlier this month that shows that more people are a part of those unions now compared to at any point in the past 5 years. And that's largely because, even despite the pandemic, lots of those union jobs didn't really go anywhere. But now a lot of our experts are asking, will these unions be able to adjust? Will they be able to survive an economy that's not really relying on manufacturing? According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in Ohio, union members made up just over 13% of wage and salary workers in 2020. That's up just shy of 12% compared to 2019. Local unions like Bricklayers Local 7 in the Akron area hoping the upward trend continues to better pay, benefits, and working conditions amid the ongoing national worker shortage.
I've been very encouraged by the amount of younger folks that I talk to that are interested in being union members or talking about collective bargaining on job sites.